What if I told you that the most powerful way to command respect isn't through loud speeches or flashy achievements, but through silence? Yes, silence. In a world obsessed with noise, attention, and validation, the truly powerful are those who don't need to prove anything. Think about it. The people we admire the most, the ones who walk into a room and shift the energy without saying a word. They've mastered the subtle, Stoic art of silent strength. But how do they do it? What gives them that magnetic pull? This video will reveal the 7 life-altering secrets that will teach you how to attract deep respect in silence. Stoic secrets that men and women of true power have lived by for centuries. If you're tired of being overlooked, tired of speaking and not being heard, and you're ready to embody quiet power that speaks volumes without ever raising your voice, then stay with me till the very end, because this could change the way the world sees you forever. Secret number 1: mastering the power of presence. Respect begins the moment you enter a room, not when you speak, but when you're seen. And here's the truth: people feel your energy before they ever hear your words. Your presence speaks louder than your voice ever could. But presence isn't about pretending to be confident. It's about grounding yourself in stillness. In the teachings of Stoicism, presence is power. Marcus Aurelius didn't dominate the Roman Empire with flair or flamboyance. He ruled with a calm, immovable presence, a presence that said, "I know who I am, I know what I stand for, and I don't need to shout to be seen." So, how do you develop this kind of presence? Start by slowing down. Stop rushing into conversations. Stop scrambling to fill silence. When you move slowly, when you hold eye contact just a moment longer, people notice. You project control. And control is a magnet for respect. Next, embrace intentional silence. We live in a world where silence makes people uncomfortable. Most can't stand even 10 seconds of it. But you will use silence as a weapon. You will let others reveal themselves while you observe, calmly, quietly, wisely. Be the one who listens more than he speaks. In that space, you learn people's motives, fears, weaknesses, and you gain the upper hand without even trying. But don't confuse silence with passivity. A Stoic silence is rooted in awareness. You see everything, you feel everything, but you choose when to speak. And that choice makes your words 100x more impactful. You don't blurt opinions. You don't interrupt to feel heard. Instead, when you finally do speak, everyone listens. People respect silence because it demands more of them. They can't read you. And that mystery, that calm composure, it's powerful. So start practicing presence today. Before entering a room, take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Walk with intention, as if every step has meaning. Make eye contact, but don't chase it. Let your body speak, not your ego. When you do this, you create an aura around you, and that aura tells the world you are not to be ignored. That is the first secret to attracting respect in silence. Secret number 2: control your reactions. Never let them see you shake. Here's something most people don't understand. Respect isn't earned. When everything's calm, It's earned when things fall apart, when the pressure is on, when someone disrespects you, when life throws a gut punch. Your reaction defines how the world sees you. And if you lose control, you lose respect. The Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, all taught one core principle. We cannot control external events, but we can always control our response. Let that sink in for a moment. They believe that ultimate power lies not in dominating others, but in mastering yourself. So how do you do this? How do you train yourself not to react when someone tries to push your buttons? It starts with this truth. Your emotions are signals, not commands. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. Let's say someone insults you in public. Most people would snap back, raise their voice, or try to win the moment. But the Stoic man, the Stoic woman, doesn't play that game. They pause. They look the offender in the eye, not with rage, but with calm indifference. They don't react because they understand one thing. A strong reaction gives away your power. You don't need to prove you're tough. You prove it by not needing to respond at all. This level of emotional discipline is rare, and that's exactly why it commands deep respect. People don't respect the loudest person in the room. They respect the one who can't be rattled. So when you feel anger rising, pause. When you feel the urge to explain yourself, breathe. When someone offends you, let the silence hang. Let them feel your stillness. Because silence in the face of disrespect is louder than any comeback. And don't mistake this for weakness. In fact, your lack of emotional reaction forces others to question themselves. Did I go too far? Why didn't he respond? That uncertainty, that is your leverage. It tells people you are not ruled by emotion. You are not triggered by opinion. You are not fragile. You are anchored. And that anchoring doesn't just make you respected. It makes you unforgettable. But remember, this isn't about bottling up your emotions and pretending to be stoic. It's about transmuting your emotions into strength. Anger becomes awareness. Hurt becomes strategy. Annoyance becomes clarity. That's how you flip the script. That's how you walk through life untouched by chaos. Because the moment you learn to control your reactions, you become unshakable. And an unshakable person, they don't just earn respect, they demand it, without ever needing to ask for it. This is the second secret of silent power. Secret number 3, speak less, mean more. Have you ever met someone who barely spoke? But when they did, everyone stopped to listen. That's not luck, that's mastery. One of the most powerful Stoic secrets is this. Those who speak less are often respected more. Why? Because words are like currency, and the more you flood the market, the less value they hold. In today's world, people talk just to fill silence. They over-explain, they argue, they rant. They desperately try to be heard, and in the process, they lose all power. But when you choose your words carefully, when you speak only when necessary, and with purpose, people lean in. It's not about being mysterious or antisocial. It's about making every word matter. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful emperors in history, once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." In just one sentence, more weight than entire speeches. That's the magic of speaking less. But how do you actually practice this? It starts by becoming comfortable with silence in conversation. You don't need to rush to respond. Let silence sit. Most people are so uncomfortable with it. They'll fill it themselves, and in that space, you learn more than talking ever could. Next, don't over-explain. When you're asked a question, answer directly. When you're making a point, make it once. When you're offering wisdom, speak from truth, not from a desire to impress. Because when you try too hard to be impressive, you come off insecure. But when you speak calmly, clearly, and rarely, you become a person of depth. In relationships, in leadership, even in conflict, this matters. Imagine someone wrongs you. Instead of yelling, you simply say, "I saw what you did. That was disappointing." That hits harder than any shouting ever could. Or imagine in a business meeting, everyone's scrambling with ideas. You stay quiet, observe, and then drop one sharp, well-thought-out sentence. Boom. People remember that. This is the power of speaking less. Your words become weapons, sharp, precise, and unforgettable. But there's another reason this earns respect. When you speak less, you listen more. And when you listen more, you understand people better. You understand what they want, what they fear, what drives them, and that knowledge gives you leverage. You're no longer reacting to people. You're reading them, and they feel that. They sense that you're watching, not judging, calculating, not performing, and suddenly, your presence carries weight. So here's a challenge for you today. Say less than you normally would. Resist the urge to fill every gap. Choose your words like a craftsman chooses tools. Not everything is needed, and not everything builds. Let your actions speak. Let your energy speak. Let your silence speak. Because when you learn to speak less, but mean more, people don't just hear you, they remember you. And that is respect earned in its purest form. Secret number 4. Be comfortable being misunderstood. Here's a hard truth. If you want to be deeply respected, you have to be okay with being misunderstood. Let that settle for a moment. Most people spend their entire lives explaining, justifying, and defending themselves. They panic when someone doesn't get them, when someone twists their words, or when their intentions are questioned. But the Stoic doesn't chase approval. The Stoic understands that being misunderstood is the price of authenticity. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. What others think of you, outside event. How they interpret your silence, outside event. What gossip they spread, what rumors they believe, what assumptions they make. All outside events. Your job is not to manage other people's perception of you. Your job is to remain centered in who you are. Because when you're rooted in purpose and self-awareness, people's opinions stop swaying you. You no longer need to constantly prove yourself. You let others think what they want, and that terrifies them. Why? Because most people depend on external validation to feel worthy. But you validate yourself in silence. And when someone can't be manipulated by praise or shame, they're powerful. Asterisk, so how do you become comfortable being misunderstood? Asterisk, first, realize that not everyone is capable of seeing you clearly. They're filtering you through their own insecurities, biases, and limited understanding. Asterisk, and that's not your responsibility. Asterisk, second, practice non-response. Asterisk, when someone makes a snide comment about you, ignore it. When someone twists your intentions, let them. When someone misjudges your silence as weakness or arrogance, say nothing. Asterisk, because every time you defend yourself, you give their opinion weight. But when you stand in your silence, you reclaim your power. Asterisk, this doesn't mean you let people walk all over you. Not at all. It means you choose your battles. You respond only when it's truly necessary. And when you do, your words carry 10 times the gravity. Asterisk, third, develop inner clarity. Asterisk, you must know who you are and what you stand for. When you live in alignment with your values, the noise of the outside world fades. Let them misunderstand. Let them mislabel. It doesn't matter. Asterisk, because you know the truth. Asterisk, there's something deeply intimidating about someone who doesn't flinch when criticized, who doesn't rush to be liked, who stays calm when others scramble to be understood. Asterisk, that's strength. Asterisk, and strength commands respect. Asterisk, in fact, think about the people you admire most. Were they universally liked? Were they always understood? No. In fact, many of them were ridiculed, judged, or misrepresented. But they stayed silent, stayed focused, and let their actions speak louder than opinions. Asterisk, and that's your mission too. Asterisk, the more comfortable you become with being misunderstood, the more dangerous you become. Asterisk, why? Asterisk, because no one can control you. Asterisk, you stop being a puppet to praise or criticism. You stop being reactive. You stop being predictable. Asterisk, and in a world full of noise, your silence becomes a fortress. Asterisk, so remember this. Asterisk, not everyone will get you. Asterisk, not everyone will approve of your silence. Asterisk, but those who matter, those who are wise enough to see your strength, they will respect you more than words can express. Asterisk, that is the fourth secret of Stoic power. Asterisk, secret number 5. Make your discipline visible without speaking a word. Asterisk. You don't have to announce your grind. You don't need to post your progress. You don't need to shout, "Look at me, I'm disciplined." Asterisk, because true discipline shows itself, and the people who silently build themselves, they're the ones the world respects most. Asterisk, see. We live in an age of constant exhibition. People want to show off their gym routines, their morning habits, their journals, their diets. And yet, most of them aren't consistent. They're not really living it. They're just posting it. Asterisk, but the Stoic. Asterisk, he trains in silence. She builds in the dark. And when the results finally speak, they roar. Asterisk, Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations. Asterisk, waste no more time talking about what a good man should be. Be one. Asterisk, powerful, isn't it? Asterisk, so how do you make your discipline visible without saying a word? Asterisk, it begins with how you carry yourself. Asterisk, wake up early and let your energies speak for you. Work on your body and let the quiet confidence Show in how you walk, study in silence, and let your insights emerge naturally in conversation. Not forced. Train your mind, and when chaos hits, let your calmness be the evidence. This kind of quiet consistency creates aura. People feel it, even if they can't explain it. They'll say things like, there's something different about you. You seem more grounded lately. They don't realize it, but they're reacting to your silent self-respect. And here's what most don't understand. Discipline isn't just about success. It's about respecting yourself. When you respect your time, your body, your boundaries, others begin to as well. And that's how the silent cycle begins. You get up at 5 a.m. No announcement. You say no to temptations. No explanations. You make sacrifices. No complaints. And people see it in your results, your presence, your energy. They begin to respect you, not because you told them to, but because they feel it. Here's the catch. Though you'll be tempted to talk about it, you'll want recognition, you'll want praise. But don't take the bait. Silence is the ultimate flex. When you resist the urge to boast, you multiply the power of your discipline. People will start wondering. How did he get so calm? Why does she look so sharp lately? What is he doing differently? That curiosity builds reputation, and reputation built on quiet consistency. It's unshakable. Now ask yourself, what do your daily actions say about you when no one's watching? Would someone observing your routine, your habits, your presence, walk away with respect? If the answer is no, good. Now you know where to begin. Because true Stoic power doesn't scream. It radiates. So live with discipline. Move in silence. Let your results be louder than your voice. Let your growth be louder than your ego. That's how warriors earn their armor. That's how legends are built, not in the spotlight, but in the shadows. And that is the fifth secret. Secret number 6. Make peace with solitude. Let me tell you something that might sting. Most people fear being alone, not because they're lonely, but because they can't stand being with themselves. In a world addicted to distractions, where silence feels like suffocation and stillness feels like punishment, the rare man or woman who walks calmly with their own soul, who enjoys their solitude, who doesn't need constant noise to feel whole, that person is dangerous. Why? Because they don't chase attention, they don't need the crowd, they don't crumble when no one's watching, and that unshakable calm, it attracts massive respect. The Stoics embraced solitude not as isolation, but as power. Seneca said, "He who is afraid to be alone should be afraid of his own thoughts." Think about that. How many people are terrified to sit in silence because of what might rise from within? But not you. Because when you learn to make peace with solitude, you begin to cultivate something rare. Self-knowledge. In solitude, you learn what drives you, what holds you back, what wounds still need healing. And once you see yourself clearly, you stop expecting others to complete you. You stop molding yourself to fit in. You stop begging for acceptance. You become whole on your own terms. That kind of wholeness is magnetic. People sense it. You don't cling. You don't chase. You don't explain your silence. You simply are dot, and in that being, you command respect. But here's the hard truth. Solitude will test you dot, it will whisper your doubts. It will bring up regrets. It will make you question your worth. But lean in, because it's only in solitude that you shed the noise of the world and start hearing the truth of who you really are. And when you face that truth and embrace it, you become solid. No opinion can shake you. No rejection can crush you. No loss can define you. Because you found a deeper foundation, yourself. So how do you develop this peace? Make solitude a practice, not a punishment. Wake up early and sit in stillness. Take walks without your phone. Journal your thoughts without judgment. Meditate not to escape, but to observe. Be your own company. You'll soon discover that in that silence, your mind sharpens, your emotions stabilize, your energy recalibrates, and you start moving through the world with a quiet force. People feel that force. They don't know why, but they respect it. Because solitude isn't emptiness, it's alignment. And the aligned man or woman needs nothing from others, which is exactly why others are drawn to them. So if you want respect, stop fearing being alone. Use solitude to evolve. Use silence to strengthen. Use stillness to become who you were meant to be. That is the sixth Stoic secret to commanding respect without ever raising your voice. Secret number 7. Embody unshakable purpose. There's a kind of man, a kind of woman, who walks into a room and instantly commands respect, not because of their wealth, looks, or popularity, but because you can feel something behind their eyes. That something is purpose. Not fake hustle, not borrowed dreams, not surface-level ambition, but deep, unshakable purpose. Purpose that doesn't need to shout. Purpose that doesn't need validation. Purpose that lives in the bones. The Stoics believed that a life without purpose is no life at all. Epictetus said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Purpose gives your silence weight. It's the invisible backbone of every word you speak, every decision you make, every boundary you hold. Without purpose, your silence is just avoidance. But with purpose, your silence becomes focused energy. It becomes an aura, a gravitational pull. People may not know what drives you, but they feel the momentum. They see the discipline. They sense the direction. They respect the clarity. So how do you embody unshakable purpose? First, you must define it. Ask yourself, what do I stand for? Even when no one's watching. What am I building that's bigger than myself? What pain have I turned into a mission? Purpose is often born from pain, from rejection, from failure, from losing what you thought you needed, and realizing it made you stronger. Once you know your why, you no longer chase opinions. You no longer beg to be understood. You no longer care who doubts you, because your mission is louder than their noise. Second, align your life with that purpose. Every habit, every word, every relationship must serve your mission. If it doesn't, cut it off with calm, unapologetic silence. Because when you live with purpose, you become ruthless with your time and energy. People start to notice. They may not always agree with you. They may not understand your silence, but they can't ignore you because you radiate something they secretly crave. Direction. In a world lost in distraction, your focus makes you stand out. In a world craving validation, your independence makes you magnetic. In a world addicted to comfort, your relentless pursuit of meaning earns deep, unshakable respect. But here's what makes purpose truly powerful. You don't need anyone to see it. You don't need to explain it. You just live it every day, every moment, in silence. And that silent purpose, it transforms you into a leader, not one who forces, but one who inspires. Not one who shouts, but one who moves people just by existing. So find your purpose, fight for it, and never let it go. Because when you carry unshakable purpose in your silence, the world feels it. And respect. It doesn't just follow you, it bows to you. Conclusion. In a world full of noise, your silence can become your greatest weapon. When you master presence, control your reactions, speak with precision, embrace being misunderstood, live with quiet discipline, find peace in solitude, and walk with purpose, you become unstoppable. You don't need to shout to be seen. You don't need to explain to be respected. You simply need to be. If this message moved something inside you, subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Share this with someone who needs it, and comment below. What secret hit you the hardest? Your silence speaks. Let it speak volumes. Asterisk.